In the world of Moldovan real estate, there's a war going on. Not with bricks and mortar, but online, for your attention. So we decided to dig in and see who's actually winning, who's falling behind, and where the real opportunities are hiding.
It really all boils down to this one simple question. In a market this crowded and this competitive, who is really winning the fight for customers online? And trust me, the answer isn't as obvious as you might think.
All right, so our deep dive turned up a really fascinating story. It's a story with three main characters: a clear, undisputed leader, a sleeping giant that's kind of just coasting on its old reputation, and one company that is in the middle of an absolute crisis.
So first, let's set the stage. We're looking at Moldova's digital real estate arena. And what's immediately obvious is that there's this huge, massive gap separating the winners from, well, everyone else.
To figure all this out, we created what we're calling the digital efficiency matrix. Think of it like a scoreboard. And right at the top, there's a clear winner, Access Immobile, with a stellar 8.8 score. Why? Because they've built this completely seamless digital ecosystem. They are, without a doubt, the ones to beat.
And this sets up the main event really, the leader versus the giant. This is the story of Access Immobile's proactive, modern strategy against ProImmobile, the old giant that's just relying on its past glory. Two totally different ways of playing the game.
Now, to really understand the sleeping giant, ProImmobile, you have to look at this one single number, 96.22%. That is a huge percentage of their website traffic. But what does it actually mean? Well, it means that pretty much everyone who visits their website already knows who they are. They're typing promobile.md straight into the address bar. Now, on one hand, that's amazing brand recognition, right? But it's also a massive, glaring weakness. It means they are getting almost zero new customers from search engines. They are basically invisible to anyone searching for, say, apartments for sale in Chisinau.
So you see these two totally different paths taking shape. ProImmobile is just sitting back, relying on its famous name, but they're totally ignoring things like SEO and online reputation. Meanwhile, Access Immobile is out there playing chess, building trust, creating expert content, and pulling in new clients. One approach is super vulnerable, the other is built to dominate.
And just how vulnerable is ProImmobile? Get this, a quick look at their Yandex Maps profile shows that one of their main key offices is literally marked as permanently closed. That's not just a small mistake, it's a foundational error that actively turns customers away.
Ouch. But hey, this isn't just a two-horse race. We've got a whole group of challengers on the rise. These are the savvy, smart contenders who are quickly closing that gap.
And two of them really pop. First, there's Realist Immobile. They're a modern agency with super sharp branding and a really active, engaging social media presence. And then you have Densicons, a developer that's pouring money into professional marketing and really smart partnerships, like sponsoring the Moldovan Football Federation. It's all about building that prestige.
Okay, now we have to shift gears and talk about a real cautionary tale. This is what happens when a reputation crisis hits and makes every single marketing effort totally, completely useless.
The company at the center of this storm is Kirsan, and their score for online reputation? It's a 1 out of 10. I mean, you have to ask yourself, how does a company's reputation even get that bad?
Well, here's how. A deep dive investigation uncovered a massive scandal. Kirsan was accused of embezzlement, fraud, and not paying back almost 9 million euros to its investors. This isn't just a little bit of bad press, it's a fundamental collapse of trust.
And this is probably the most important lesson in this whole analysis. A bad reputation will cancel out every single dollar you spend on marketing. It does not matter how good your ads are. If people don't trust you, it's game over. Period.
All right, let's move from that crisis to a massive opportunity. Because what we found next is a true digital goldmine, what you might call a blue ocean, just waiting to be claimed in the world of Google Ads.
When you look at who's actually ready to use Google Ads effectively, the market splits into these really clear groups. At the very top, you've got Access Immobile and Realist Immobile. Their websites are already built to turn paid traffic into actual customers. And at the very bottom, you've got Kirsan, where running ads would actually do more harm than good right now. Everyone else is kind of stuck in the middle.
So what exactly is a blue ocean? It's a market where there's little to no competition. It's open water. And our analysis shows that for real estate in Moldova, Google Ads is that blue ocean. A company that's truly prepared, like Access Immobiles, could launch a smart campaign and just dominate the entire market. And do it shockingly fast.
So after all that, what's the takeaway? Let's put it all together into the final playbook for market dominance, the actual, actionable steps to win this digital war.
Here it is, the winner's playbook, plain and simple. Number 1, build trust first. Use content to become an authority, just like Access Immobile did. 2, master SEO. Don't make pro-amilbistic mistake of just relying on your brand name. 3, fix the basics. You can't have your own office listed as closed. 4, your website has to be a modern sales machine, not just an online brochure. And finally, if you're ready, you have to go out and dominate that blue ocean.
Which leaves us with one big, final question hanging over the entire market. Will the sleeping giants, the prime mobiles of the world, wake up and adapt before it's too late? Or are the digital-first leaders, who are already playing a smarter game, about to claim the whole entire territory for themselves? The race is definitely on.